Well, good day, my 1,000 subscribers. So, what I'm doing today is I'm out here in the garden, and this is actually a fairly nice day for this time of year. We've actually been pretty lucky. About a month ago, we nearly got some freezing weather, and I thought everything was going to be over. And we just started getting better weather. Things have still been getting down into the low 40s, high 30s, but any day now the weather is going to turn, and when it does, I'm not going to feel like coming outside because it's going to be cold. There's going to be snow on the ground, and that's going to make it harder for me to get these Ollas out of the ground in this last raised bed. So you probably already saw the other video of where I pulled the Ollas out of the other bed. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It was definitely a phenomenal root system on those tomato plants. But I've got to get the Ollas out of this bed, because if freezing weather moves in and then I'm not able to get to it next weekend because of weather or something like that, the Ollas could freeze, the dirt can freeze around them, and then it'll crack the clay, crack the Ollas. So I also want to show you guys just how phenomenally these tomato plants are still doing. I'm really surprised. I've been harvesting tomatoes off of these, and wow, here's another one. Once they start to turn color like this, they'll just come right off. You can set them inside on the counter. Don't put them in the sun. Set them inside on the counter. They'll ripen. If you put them in the sun, they'll just bleach out. They'll turn white. So here's another one. I've already harvested about 10 or 12 tomatoes that were actually had much more color than these. But you want to get what you can off the plants at this time of year, because I'm actually going to be pulling these plants out because, again, I've got to get the Ollas out of the ground here, and these are going to go in the compost. I've already canned about 20 cans of diced tomatoes and tomato sauce, so I've got I'm real happy with what I've got. I can't believe these things are still flowering. Look at this. It's towards the end of October here, and I just can't believe this. Look, we got a nice red one there. So I'm gonna get a few other tomatoes off of here. I'll show you a quick image of the tomatoes that I picked off of here. I know I should have invited you guys to that party. Here is another tomato. This is a giant Belgium that was nearly dead. So I literally just dug a hole and threw it in here and thought, oh, whatever happens, happens. And it grew and it started producing, and it's laying on the ground. No signs of blight, which is good. But these tomatoes, I think they're staying plenty warm. I actually just harvested 3 really good sized tomatoes off of here, and not only are they low to the ground where this plant may survive another couple weeks, it's right next to my compost pile, which is probably going to help to keep it warm, shelter it from the winds, and so forth. But other than that, the rest of the garden is winding down. I still have a couple of pepper plants I haven't taken out. I have a truckload of cayenne peppers that I harvested. I cut down the Jerusalem artichokes, and I actually dug out some nice big artichokes that were close to the surface of the soil here. Most of them I'm just going to leave in here, and we're going to let this come back next year, and I'm hoping to get artichokes that are 12 feet tall as far as the plant's concerned. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. I'm going to show you guys the root system that has developed, how the roots kind of wrap themselves around those Ollas to get the water that they need, and I'll also yank the plants out of the ground so you can see the root systems that they have. So again, this is how I watered the system. It was so simple, guys. I only needed to fill this thing up with water, once a day. I could actually go 2 days without watering, because you fill this tube, it provides water to the 3 Ollas. 3 6-inch Ollas, you know, help to water all 6 of these tomato plants. Look at this beauty that I just harvested towards the end of October in the high desert. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. By the way, I have been really happy with this structure. You know, sometimes in the summer we get nasty hailstorms or flash floods, and it's really helped to protect the tomatoes from all that. This way I can regulate how much water they get, and that way I don't get tomatoes with a bunch of cracks in them, which is another reason to use the Ollas. Here we go, inside the hole of the Olla. Alright, the way that I planted this boxcar wheelie this year is I laid the stems down and it grew up like this at this end, and the end where it was potted in the pot I buried really deep, so we didn't even get all of the roots because it was planted so deep, and it was impossible to get all the roots without breaking them off. So it grew roots all the way along the stem there as it laid, and that's the boxcar wheelie. Alright, I'm unable to get the entire root systems of these plants because they were buried so deep, and the soil's actually sort of well set right here, so it doesn't matter how far I shove my shovel in there and try to be gentle with the roots. Most of them are breaking off, but you can see the nice thick ones have stayed intact. Root systems look good. Alright, this beefsteak really has some nice thick tree-like roots. Again, most of them broke off in the soil, but you can just see it had a good root system. This beefsteak was buried really well. You can see roots all the way from the bottom along the stems here. Buried really well, produced really good roots. Alright, talking about tree roots, look at the massive root going to China on this one. This is actually the one of the plants that I thought wasn't going to make it because it looks so pathetic, and it came back and it did real well. I mean, look at that root system. Well, there you have it. We got her all cleaned up. You know, I just can't say enough times how invaluable this overhead structure has been. Just the ability to hang string from it and tie up your tomato plants, and the shelter it provides. It's just a phenomenal structure. So I'm really happy how that went this year. As I've said before, when I built this, you know, it's possible that in the future I'll build side panels so that this can be a little greenhouse, but I haven't gotten around to that because I got other projects going on. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today and watching this episode. I hope you give the Ollas a try, especially, you know, if you want an easy system to water your tomatoes. And if you want to know all the benefits of Ollas, check out my past video, because there are clearly 8 really important benefits to watering with Ollas that I laid out in that video. So please share, like, and subscribe. Have a good day.